Mental illness and hatred pulls the trigger, not the gun.
Challenging mental health-based issues probably is a component to any type of shooting that takes place.
There's no data to show that most individuals with mental illness have any propensity towards violence. It's actually the opposite. The vast majority of those with a diagnosed mental illness never engage in gun violence. We have the same rates essentially of mental illness in this country as all other countries, and yet there is a preponderance of mass shootings in the United States. The single best predictor of violence is a past history of violence. So it's not mental illness in and of itself. It's exposure to violence. It's engaging in violence in the past that makes you more likely to engage in gun violence in the future. Most shooters went through a crisis shortly before the shooting. So some triggering event that happened. Most of those had researched something about shootings in the past, a few months, and they were looking for validation of stories from other shooters. All the shooters had some type of access, that if it was a school shooting, it was access to parents' weapons. If it was work-related violence or some other type of violence, it was access to guns, or maybe even legal access to guns. For looking at a mental health population, rather than just considering that everybody's at risk, why don't they look at what are the red flags? There should be more of an assessment and evaluation process to determine red flags and high-risk behaviors. Are they making hateful comments online? Do they have a history of violence in the first place? If those things are not the case, then I don't think we should target that population as being high risk.